Hey everyone, I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm attempting to record this video for the second time because my camera wasn't positioned in the right spot, so now I'm just holding the camera. But today I'm going to talk to you about how I am attracted to people as a blind person. There are 4 factors that kind of contribute to determining my attraction to someone in terms of like whether I want to date them or not, and those are appearance, sound of voice, touch, and personality. And appearance is definitely the lowest on the importance scale, and then personality is the highest. Appearance is important because I do have a tiny bit of vision, not much. If you haven't seen my video on what I can see, it'll be linked down below in the description, as it is in all of my videos. But I do have some vision, it's just not much. And so I basically get bits and pieces of what someone looks like. While most people just look like blobs, I still have some idea of what their appearance is like. So some of the things I'm attracted to appearance-wise are blonde hair, curly hair, long hair on guys and girls. I've always been attracted to that. Every time I see a guy with long hair, I'm like, yes, that is hot. I love the way long hair looks, and it's just something that has always been really sexy to me. And blonde hair as well has always been really important. I've always wanted to dye my hair blonde just because that's one of the things that I consider as sexy. Tattoos are another thing that I'm attracted to. I love guys and girls that have a lot of tattoos. I just think they're really awesome. Obviously, it depends on how they're done and if they're done well, but I just love tattoos. I think they're really awesome. And those are just some of the things that I'm attracted to. I don't put much importance on weight as long as someone is reasonably healthy. I'm not healthy, but I'm fine with my weight. But as long as someone is reasonably healthy, I'm okay with them being super skinny or very overweight. I care more about their health than the way they look. I always say that if they're bigger, there's just more of them to love. As far as whether or not I'm attracted to someone of a certain size, it doesn't really matter to me. The next factor is sound of voice. So I really like mid-range voices for women, so not super high and squeaky and not really deep. No offense to anyone that has those kind of voices, but I just tend to be more attracted to women with like very mid-range, like kind of average sounding voices. I love the sound of women's voices, even more than men's voices. I just think they're so soothing and so nice to listen to. Obviously, it depends on the person themselves, but the voice specifically, I really like women's voices, which is why with guys, I tend to be attracted to guys that have more feminine sounding voices. Touch is so incredibly important. For me, touch and personality are like appearance for sighted people. I think touch is so incredibly important in attraction for me. And it's not even necessarily a sexual thing. Like, it could be holding hands, it could be sitting next to each other on the couch, it could be giving each other a hug, anything like that. How that feels is so incredibly important. To put it simply, nonverbal communication is very important. But for me, I can't see nonverbal communication whenever we're standing next to each other or standing across the room or whatever. So if someone is hunched over or not making eye contact, I don't see those things. For me, what's important is when we touch. And for me, touch is the important form of nonverbal communication. If I'm talking to someone and they hug me or they, put their head on my shoulder to show that they're listening or to show that they care, or if they squeeze my hand if we're holding hands to let me know that they are listening and that they care. Things like that are the way I get nonverbal communication cues. And so that is so important for me when determining if I'm attracted to someone. For example, one of my friends that I'm attracted to, we were sitting on the couch watching a show or a movie or something, and I already knew I was attracted to them because of their personality, which I'll get to in a minute, but we were sitting on the couch, and she leaned her head over on my shoulder. Didn't say anything, we weren't talking, we were watching the show, just laid her head over on my shoulder, and for me, sparks flew. I was in shock and in awe. I already knew I was attracted to her, but this took things to a whole other level. I could not believe how amazing that felt. The most important thing, though, is personality, and I've said this before. I've probably said this in some of my videos. I know I've told people I know in real life that personality is important. How a person's personality is so incredibly important to me, because that is the most noticeable thing. If we're not necessarily to the point of holding hands or cuddling on the couch or whatever the case may be, I know how they act and how they are personality-wise early on in a relationship, and that is really important to me. So if a person is accepting of who I am and wants to get to know me for who I am, that is a big turn on. That's something that is really important to me. Whereas if someone meets me and immediately shuts down all of my thoughts and feelings and doesn't want to get to know me and just is a jerk to people in general, that is going to be a big turnoff, because I want someone that's going to be accepting and that's going to love me and other people for who they are. And so if they're not like that, that's not going to work. Also, I tend to be more attracted to people that are more mellow. So if someone is super, super hyper and happy-go-lucky all the time, I tend to be less attracted to people that are like that. And I tend to be more attracted to people that are more chill, go with the flow, people who honestly are a little bit darker, tend to have more of a darker sense of humor. I tend to be more attracted to people that are going to be more on my level, and I'm someone that, I have depression, so I tend to make dark jokes about that, and I tend to not be super happy-go-lucky and positive, and while I like someone that is going to bring that out, I tend to be more attracted to someone that I can relate to, and that can relate to me. And so personality is huge. As a blind person, I just think that is so incredibly important in determining the level of attraction I have with someone. All of these are incredibly important, but touch and personality are my two main things that I just really take into account in whenever I meet someone and deciding if this is someone that I would be willing to date or not. So I know some people have asked for this type of video. I hope this answers your question. If you have any more questions about this subject, definitely leave them in the comments. I would be glad to answer them, either just responding to the comment or in a future video. But that is going to be it. I will see y'all in my next video. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Do not forget how amazing, beautiful, wonderful, and loved you are. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye!